totally forgot to do an intro because there was like a dead deer carcass that stunk like death, and we were trying really hard to get into the water because it was terrible. It's almost time. You can see all that stuff gone, packed up. We got boxes everywhere, but we still went fishing. Our buddy Jimmy, he came out, really wanted to throw some flies, so he brought some fly rods, and we ended up going to one of the local lakes around here, beat it up, had some fun, found some fish, and the camera didn't work. That was pretty cool. The 360 camera took a picture of me instead of taking 8 hours of video. So we have some video, which I'll show you periodically through here, but unfortunately Jimmy was on the back of the boat. I was
on again.
Huh? Nice. Did you hook him in a butthole? Did you hook up Jimmy? Jimmy, you hooked him in the butthole. Show the camera, show the kids at home that you hooked him in the butthole.
Oh man.
I mean, look at this fish.
That's how we catch them.
I mean, just tail whipped.
That's a Colorado catch.
That's Jimmy took out that thing's butthole. Is it not good, man? He's never gonna be the same. He's got 2 buttholes now.
Look,
he just lost a bet with all of his buddies.
He's a split fin.
Yeah.
New species of bass.
Yeah. The split butthole. What it is.
Oh, poor little guy.
Poor son of a bitch. They're so cool looking though. I was up here a lot of times so that he had enough room to launch the fly. And so that footage is kind of covered, unfortunately. I wish, man, it sucks. I mean, look, I caught a striper, first time ever, and I caught it on a crankbait. That sucker right there.
Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Oh, that's got some fucking weight to it.
Need the net.
Oof. Yep. That's net worthy for sure. Look at this.
Well done.
It's a big fish.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah.
Oh, it's striper.
Is it really? No shit.
In the gill plate.
Wow.
There you go, Bo.
First striper.
Skinner, striper.
I bet those guys over there would be pumped right now.
Nice fish, man. There you go. She's free.
I was wondering. It wasn't pulling like a bass.
That's your first one, huh?
First striper, yeah.
Kind of fun to catch, aren't they?
Yeah. First striper.
Nice fish, Bubba.
It's good fish, taco fish right there. Wow. Surprises me that they're right in here. Like a bunch.
He just swam down.
He's as confused as I am right now. Well, it made sense because that sumbitch just stopped me.
Yeah.
Ott's Garage. I'm telling you, man. They catch fish. Caught a bunch on the underspin. Me and Jimmy both. You know, he caught fish on the fly, which we'll show you. Caught fish on the underspin. And then my favorite catch of all time probably, and my biggest frog to date, I think ever, on any size frog, was on that guy. Right there. That Spro. That mini Spro. To give you an idea of the difference in the size, here you go. Dude. It was on this setup here, Dobbins Ecstasy. You guys know what we talk about all the time. Dobbins Ecstasy 7.3, 752 actually, 7.5. And the Daiwa Ballistic 2500. We have 15-pound test, or they say it's 30, but really it's 15. 8-pound fluorocarbon. And we were tossing that thing, and I was just getting hammered on this dude, man. It was so cool. I wish we would have had the 360 footage, because that bass hit that bass right here.
Oh, there's a big fish.
Oh,
Look at this.
Whoa, get him. Get him. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That was sweet. Oh, okay.
Money.
You're pissed. I get it. I would be too. If I made a mistake on this little turd.
There you go.
The best part is I got it on that 360. That's the best part.
That was awesome.
I made him do it. That was so cool. No.
Yeah, guess who's throwing out a popper now?
That's
That
a
is
good
a
fish,
fish,
man.
brother.
That's a good fish. See, they are here, bro. What did I tell you? They would be. Okay, we're good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice job.
Look at where that little ass frog is right there.
It's called the gullet.
That bass hit this right at the boat, and I had to give it to him. I had to kind of pop. Then he would sit there, come a little closer, boom, come a little closer. Finally, just couldn't handle it. Sucks it in. I fight it. It was fun. Jimmy on the net job. It's beautiful.
There we go. All right.
Great fish, man.
Thanks, buddy.
That was cool, man. That was the funnest thing. I was giggling like a kid. That was the funnest thing I've done, man. I mean, fighting a frogfish on spinning tackle is not something I've ever done before. But this thing, I mean, it does not require a hook set, because, as you can see, those suckers are pretty small. And they're very, very sharp, very sticky. And it didn't really require a hook set. I mean, there was one, but I didn't need to be as aggressive. Great fish. So I caught a striper. I caught a good size 3.5, 4 pound fish on that frog. We caught a bunch of little fish on like I said, these underspins. He caught a few fish on the fly. That was really cool. There was a tournament out there going on. It was actually a kids event, which was really cool. Shout out to Inland Empire Bassmasters. I believe they put it on. It was a really cool event. If we would have known about it, we would have loved to pick up. We would have taken a couple of kids out. We would have had to go PG. That's okay. We can do that too. But that would have been really cool. We had no idea. I don't even know if we could have. And unfortunately, we're going to be gone, so not going to be able to do it next year. But that's a really cool event. You guys should check into it. Obviously, if you have the ability to get out there and bring some kids out, man, that's just cool. But threw a lot of stuff, threw chatterbait, bunch of different topwater stuff. Got a nice blow up on a topwater. You'll see that right here. I'm pretty sure I got that in the footage. And that was right off the bat, right off the get-go. We took off, went all the way back to the back of the lake into this pocket that they're corralling bait fish, and we tried to snag them on that. Threw a drop shot. Was getting hammered on a drop shot, but just little guys. So nothing crazy. We got a sheriff walking around. That's good. That's perfect. Anyway, yeah, man. Good stuff. Kitech 2.8, that's what we used. We were using the hitch, I think light hitch. I put on Tennessee shad, maybe. Sexy shad. Didn't really matter. Seemed like they were eating both. And I threw flukes, of course. Come on. Caught some on the fluke. Nothing crazy, but we found a new spot, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about being open to like finding different stuff on a lake, which is something we haven't really talked about in the past, and I'll keep it pretty short, but it was interesting. So we were fishing out of a cove. We're fishing out of this cove. I just caught a striper. A lot of good bass in that area. I've caught a lot of big 4.5 to 6 pound bass in that area, like just not that far out of the cove. And it comes up to like a sandbar and kind of transitions into sand and rock. And there's a big, short, Or, man, I'm going to have to kick back for a minute here. I'm not going to be able to do this video while this dude is walking around holding a weapon. So, I catch the striper, and we start moving our way out of that cove to the open water, basically, to the main lake. So we're pushing out. We're coming up to the end of tules on the bank. Jimmy's throwing all around. He's throwing out into the middle, brush piles I was telling him about, throwing into the tules, close to the tules, run them next to the tules. Tell him about, obviously your typical bass situation where you're going to throw it to the end of a tule point where it kind of makes that point because they're ambush predators, so they're going to be hanging out. We're getting some bites. Then it goes to sand. So it's kind of an interesting area. It kind of beaches out. It's got a sandy beach, kind of gradual drop off, and then it stays. It's got a big flat. And it's a point, a main lake point for sure, but it's not your typical whoop to a point, right? It's just a round. It's round, man. It's a big bowl, whatever, round. So, and then it drops off. So it's like plateau, whatever the you want to call it. I don't care. Anyway, drops off, goes into ends up being like 40 feet. But we're kind of fishing that 10 to 15 foot kind of where it drops off. These fish are kind of chilling right there towards that. And then you see him coming up busting bait into 1 or 2 feet of water. So he starts throwing up there, starts getting bit on that sandy beach area. Now,
There he is.
Really?
Yep. I knew it. Oh,
Wow.
and he's just a little guy, but I knew right there in that shadow, you see the coloration of the drop off? I knew it.
Dude, this is like a sandbar too.
Happy day.
That's hilarious.
Super big fish right here.
Look at how fat the thing is though. Dude, this thing needs to do some push-ups.
Huge.
Now, I've never fished this spot. I've seen it, I've gone over it, I've seen it 1,000 times, but I've never fished it. Not because I didn't think it would hold fish, because I never even thought about it. I would run into a cove, I would hit a couple spots, a couple points, some tule stuff, and then whoop, I'm out. But I've seen dudes there throwing big swim baits. Didn't really pay much attention to it, not a big swim bait guy. But hey, man, they're there, and I know they eat them. So anyway, we kind of work our way around this point. The bass are busting bait right into the shallows. They're pushing bait up close. We're starting to throw stuff. We're catching them. Little guys, whatever. I'm like, man, I don't have anything small. Like no small topwaters. And then I remember, but I got that. So I tie it on. I'm immediately getting feedback. And finally a bigger fish comes up because we hadn't really seen any big fish. Caught the striper, haven't really seen any big bass. All the bass that we've seen are juvenile bass. They're small, 8 to 10 inches, maybe even less than that, but they're running in packs, man. They're just hammering everything around them.
That fish woke up, ate its Wheaties, and chose violence.
So this fish comes up from that ledge, maybe 10 foot, 15 feet deep, comes up, there's grass clumps and so forth, and he keys on this thing, and like I said, I put the wood to him, caught the fish, it was awesome. Threw that for a long time afterwards because I was throwing, it was kind of windy, it was perfect, it was really good conditions, the wind was blowing over this into the cove, and it was pushing all the stuff in. I mean, it was a perfect spot. We hung out there for a while. We caught a lot more fish, smaller stuff. Jimmy baited a big fish on a fly that just flat out missed it.
Huh. What happened? What happened?
I just missed my big one.
Did you? How big? Yeah, they're here.
Oh, that hurt my feelings.
Where was it?
Right underneath this grass as I
Really?
was pulling it in. Yep. He came right up and then bowed down.
And we had a lot of fun. So don't be closed-minded about like finding new spots. Check them out. And then you can replicate the pattern, which is what we were trying to do. We ran up to the current, tried some stuff where the water was coming in, found a bunch of bigger fish, but they wouldn't eat because they were so keyed on this small stuff. We ran around the lake, caught some more fish. We had fun, man. It was cool. It was just, we were having trouble locating big fish that wanted to react to the stuff that we were throwing. We found plenty of fish, and we had a lot of fun, man. It was cool. Jimmy caught those fish. I mean, seeing somebody catch bass on a fly rod's awesome. I'm not, you know, I didn't think I was super into it. I've fly fished before, but it was really fun to watch, and I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind doing it. I think it'd be kind of fun. Not off a boat. This boat, it was kind of it was kind of crazy, but it was cool to see somebody out there doing it, and we're going to have an opportunity to do it more in the future, which is going to be fun. The baits that we use, like I said, the mini frog, the Otts Garage, the swim baits were the star of the day, obviously. These little 2.7 underspins, that's what we were throwing. You know, when you've got a ton of bait in the water, you got to stand out, and having that extra flash underneath is the deal. Period. Don't let anyone tell you any different. You can throw a swim bait, general swim bait head, you can still catch fish, but you will catch more fish with an underspin, 1,000%. Not even a debate. So, I'm pretty sure that was the last time I'm fishing in California. I'm not emotional about it, but it's pretty interesting. I'm going to try and get out this next week, but we're going to have some big-ass thing stuck in this frickin' driveway. I'm not going to be able to get the boat out. So that's a wrap on the 10-pounder quest. No, I was never going for 10-pounder. Of course I'm always going for 10-pounder. But hey, man, it's been a trip, and it's been a super awesome adventure. For everybody that we met on the water, off the water, thank you very much for coming up and saying hi while we were in SoCal, while we were in Central California fishing. It was awesome. It's very different to have people come up that know you from watching YouTube or watching TV, whatever it is, right? It's interesting. It's super cool. We love it. We love hearing you guys watching, you know, and shaking your hands and talking shop. It's cool as hell, and we hope that we're able to do the same thing in Tennessee or wherever we're at. So if you guys ever see us, come up and say hi. If you guys would have been out on the water that day, you would have won a jerkbait, because I didn't have a jerkbait on the deck. I did not have a jerkbait on the deck. You guys f***ed up. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you like the channel, hit the subscribe button. It'll help us out. As always, comment down below anything and everything. We'd love to get back to you. We'd love to hear from you. And hit that bell, man. Hit that bell so we can creep into your DMs. We can tell you when these suckers come out, because it's changing, man. The days are changing. The amount that we're going to put out is changing. Everything's changing. And it's all because of you guys. It's because you guys love to watch us, and we can't tell you enough how cool that is. And you guys have asked for more, so we're doing more. Have fun out there, man. If we can do anything for you, let us know. We cannot wait. It's just such a cool thing. We got a new boat coming. I wasn't supposed to say that. Hey, man, cat's out of the bag now. So stay tuned. If you guys have questions, hit us up. As always, any of our, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, if you can even do that on TikTok. I think you just can watch videos and do silly shit or dances or some crap or whatever. But YouTube, any of them, comment, man. We love you guys. Talk to you soon. See ya.